right, welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here.
Gabe, the night watchman.
And I just realized that I had someone blocking or something blocking the microphone. How dare us? And we are here to talk about the most recent match between India and Sri Lanka. And this was an exciting match, especially if you're an India fan. This is a heartbreaking match if you're a Sri Lanka fan. And I get it. Let's get it out of the way right now. We get it. You know, Sri Lanka, they're depleted right now. They're down, 5 really, really big players. I got the list right here. Someone reminded me last time. No Hasaranga, no Diksana, Banuka, Mendes, and then in the first match, no Fernando. Now he's back in this match. So they're down 4 of their big players. I get it. But in cricket, injuries are part of the game, right? Being unfit or need a rest or whatever is all part of the game. We can talk about some players that India doesn't have if we really want to, right? So we had a match today. Gabe, I'm not sure if you got a chance to watch some of this game when it was happening. I know you caught the highlights afterwards, all that kind of stuff. Were you able to check out in this game while it was happening this morning, or were you busy doing stuff?
Bro, I was still in my stupor, as you know, getting back a little bit of a what do you call it? Illness streak going on. But I woke up and man, watching the score, watching the chase, I'm like, you got to be kidding me or whatnot. Only caught the tail end of it. Went back, watched some of the highlights, and of course, I was happy to see my boy Jadeja, what I'm saying, come back swinging
Man amongst boys. Calm down.
Swinging Excalibur, you know what I mean, dude? And he puts in work. But here's the thing, right? And I think the same thing could be said for my West Indies. The West Indies were also down a few. But outside of maybe Australia, and not even Australia, honestly, like everybody's at some point or not is going to be down some players, right? England right now, down Jofra Archer. Huge. Everybody knows how huge that is for them, right? One of their best bowlers. When they were down Stokes for a while, you already knew, man. But India's always down people, it seems. And their B squad can usually put in work. We forgot that some of the guys that have been in there, like Vikatish Iyer, were really backups. Because the man, the myth, the legend is back. Oh, daddy. If it's one dude that I love more than Sky, it's got to be Jadeja. All right? Swinging that sword, bro.
That's absolutely true.
He has got to be one of the best all-rounders in the world. He's, if not, I put him at number 1, above Stokes, and even, my boy Jason Holder. I love me some Holder. And it's because he can beat you in so many ways. I've seen this guy wield Excalibur like he did today, almost a 50, 49 not out. I've seen him also go out there and get those wickets, baby. And I've seen him like he's the king of the run out, bro. Guys, I don't know why guys run on him anymore. Ooh, I do not know. Dangerous. Like, bro, if it's literally hit anywhere in this direction, you just, no, that's all you better hear. Noeen, do not run, all right? Do not run. And like, we had forgot that Jadeja is a part of all these squads because he's been out so long. You know what I mean, dude? So India's been dealing with injuries as well, but it was good to see him back out there. Unfortunately, because my man Sky is hurt. Oh, dude. That game, by the way, that last series against my West Indies was like the worst that could have happened because, we lose both Sky and we lose Chahar. I mean, for the love of Pete, could it have been any worse for me? Dude, the dark cloud is above me. Me.
No, don't worry. The IPL gods have got your back, man. They put CSK in the preschool bracket, all right? The preschool bracket. Yes, absolutely. Every team that you and I felt were at the bottom tier besides CSK, they're in that bracket. I posted on Instagram, and I read my post after I posted. I was like, oh, this is really salty. I didn't mean to sound as pissed as I sounded. It was supposed to be more tongue-in-cheek. But how can you be tongue-in-cheek in text, right? But, man, I was so unhappy about that. CSK got the hookup. There was a few fans of those teams in the preschool bracket that had a problem with what I said. Are you kidding me? Who were the teams that we said are the best teams coming out of the auction? Just out of the auction. Rajasthan, DC,
Royals,
even Lucknow for crying out loud. KKR were in the finals last year. All 4 of them. People are like,
I'm not going to lie.
What are you talking about? We all play 14 games. There's going to be a playoff. Are you kidding me? What am I talking about? Mumbai's got to play those death row twice each for crying out loud.
That's murderer's row over there, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. That's murderer's row over there, bro.
Are you
Our
kidding
bodies
me?
right now, like, come on, money not buy me a better bracket than this.
Dude, his money didn't pass customs or something. I'm not sure what happened. He ticked
I'm
off
convinced.
someone.
I'm convinced he's caught up in one of these crypto scams, bro. Because his
Oh,
money's not long
absolutely.
anymore.
And his son's like, Dad, will you pay him off, please? I mean, it is like, and everyone in the comments it's hilarious. Oh, this has been planned from the very beginning. Yeah, it has been planned from the very beginning to hook up CSK for crying out loud. I mean, do they need any more help? Well, don't worry, Nick. They still got to play teams in the playoffs. Donnie in the playoffs? Are you kidding me? Anyways, I don't want to get. I
It
do feel
still
bad for
hurts.
the
Yeah, it still hurts not having Chahad. But my point is that it again, India without Chahar, which you already know is one of their best quote unquote seamers. You know, everybody. You saw what he went for in the IPL auction. You saw what he did last last I should say last series against my West Indies, and you saw how it actually changed and how India struggled to get wickets in the when Chahar went out because of course they had no Boomerang. But man, it doesn't matter. You know, India is so stacked, and even Boovy's getting wickets now, making me look silly. Dude, the only thing I can still stand on is that your boy once again got hootied, and I just don't see it. Even though in the comment section I got lit up, Nick, when I talked about Harsha
Yes,
Patel.
he got
But
2
again,
wickets last time. Guess what? He got as many wickets in this match as all the other bowlers, my friend. He gave up 39
hootie,
in the death. 39 in the
hootie.
no, I think it was 42 in the death. 42 in the death. He got destroyed for crying out loud.
He got
But
hootie. He got hootie.
we're gonna get to that. This match was absolutely crazy. I woke up. Full disclosure, I woke up. I didn't even sleep in that long because I had a work train that I signed up for months ago. Don't know why I did that. Stupid idea, right? Because I was gonna jump on. That would have been such a fun stream the way it ended. But I woke up a little early, but it was already the first inning was already done. I saw Sri Lanka got 183. Oh man, here comes a collapse of some kind. 2 early wickets coming out of the power plays, like the 8th over. They had 50 runs. I see Sanju Samson in there. 2 runs on 10 balls. On 10 balls. I saw Rohit go down for 2. I saw Ishan Kishan. I know what you're going to say. I get it, okay? I saw him not score a lot. I do feel bad for him. He took a bouncer in the face, had to get rushed to the hospital after he got out four balls later. They said he's okay, but they put him in the ICU for crying out loud. But supposedly he's okay. Full report tomorrow. But I wake up and I'm like, Sanju Samson, 2 runs on 10 balls. This is not good. No joke. No joke. Wipe the cobwebs out of my face, brush my teeth, do a little shave right here because I got the beard growing back. Jump in the shower, I come out. It's like 15 minutes. These guys have lost their freaking minds for crying out loud. It was so glorious. Shreyas Iyer once again, back to back and
belly to belly. Woo.
Oh, back to back 60s, back to back centuries. He had 70 some odd. Was it 79? What did he
74,
get?
74.
74. Okay, one short in the Sonkers total right there. He was a monster. And then again, you watch Jadeja. They chased this sucker the first ball of the 19th of the 18th over for crying out loud. It was absolutely crazy. Some other things about this match. Sri Lanka had a horrible death or horrible power play. They had a when they got to the death, they were at 101, Mr. Gabe, or 102 or something like that. 101, I think was 82 in the death. You're picking my man Patel. Nobody stopped runs for crying out loud. That gate was wide open and no one knew about it until 3 hours later. It was 82. They asked Rohit, okay, the man he's so calm, right? His wife can be giving birth to triplets. He could be in like a traffic jam pileup. He could have like the sky literally fall, and he's like, "It's okay. We're okay. We're fine." Right? He's so calm. That was my Rohit impression. I don't know. He's like a mob boss. It's okay.
That's funny.
But anyways, this guy, they ask him, "How you feel bad about the 82 and the death?" He's like, "No, we understand it's a lot of more runs we want to give up. We'll look at it. We'll take care of it." This guy's so calm. The team hears that. He doesn't trash the bowlers and say, "Oh, okay, sounds good." Absolutely love his calmness. They gave 82 in the death for crying out loud.
Right.
India didn't score too well in the first 10 overs, but do you know where they got their runs? from the 10th to the 10th to the 15th over, the third quarter of the innings, 72 runs. They didn't even need the death, for crying out loud. And in the 2 overs in the death, they got like 40 runs, 39 runs. That's what it was. 39 runs. I mean, the ball was flying. It was seaming. It was swinging. It was the short boundaries all over the place. It was insane.
Here's the thing too, dude. It's funny because when we're talking about India and we're talking about the people who failed at the top, right? Rohit and Ishan Kishan, right? Ishan Kishan, like I said, finally broke out of his shell last time. I actually felt bad because of watching the injury. You never want to see a player go down to injury. There's still something to me that seems like he's a little nervous, a little tentative opening. I honestly don't feel like he's an opener, Nick. I really don't. I think it's too much pressure on him. Okay. Excuse me. With that being said, all right, the guy, I can't remember the last time I saw Sanju Samson play on the international squad. You know what I'm saying, dude? And first opportunity he gets, 39 on 25, buck 56 strike rate. Sanju Samson is like, remember me? Remember me? Sanju Samson
internationally, it's crazy.
And it's only because of injury. If not, he wouldn't have been on this squad, all right? Again, Jadeja is always going to be a part of the squad. Jadeja was simply due to injury, and he did like what on CSK. As a matter of fact, wasn't it against Harshal Patel that Jadeja smacked RCB, and I think he pumped him for like 32 and an over. I forget what it was this year. It was RC. It was go back. It was It was, I was gonna say Jadeja. It was CSK versus RCB, and in the depth, Jadeja went nuts and absolutely pumped Harshal Patel. Again, people made some good arguments as to why Harshal Patel gets wickets.
Yes.
And it's because he's very consistent on his line and length. You can't tell the difference on his ball. He has a lot of variations. It's like in baseball, that changeup, you know what I mean? And it looks the exact same coming from his hand. That won't work in today, brother. It won't work in today, especially against my boy Jadeja, swinging Excalibur, okay? On the other side, Nick, everybody talks about Hasaranga. Everybody talks about Nissanka. Correct me if I'm wrong. He didn't go in the IPL draft. Bro, Nissanka's a savage. This is another time that he gets another 50. Every time I watch him bat, he seems so natural as an opening batsman. And I'm pretty sure he did not go. If I'm wrong, correct me in the chat, to any of the IPL teams. Nissanka put in work, bro. He absolutely put in work. And he looked like he was going to be unstoppable there for a minute. And once again, the summer of Gabe is over. Who was able to take his wicket? Not Bumrah, not Chahal, not Harshal Patel, but Booby, the guy I said that couldn't get wickets. That was probably the most important wicket, to be honest with you, Nick, okay? Because he was on fire, 75 off of 53. And Booby goes ahead, scalps Nissanka, takes his wicket in the 19th over. And because the guy was there. If he doesn't go down, they probably score 200. What's going on with Booby? All of a sudden, he remembers how to take wickets again. Is the back finally healed? Because all I had to say is, Booby's not taking wickets. And go back and watch. He hadn't been taking wickets, people. And all of a sudden, the guy's like, found a fountain of youth or something. Like, what else could go wrong for me? What else could go wrong for Gabe?
I'm pretty sure he listens to our channel, and he kept hearing you talk about the glorious groin of David Warner. And he's like, who's that doctor? Who's that? I'm going to get that doctor right now. Hey, do you whatever his problem, I don't know what his ailment is. I'm not sure if it's like his ears. I have no idea what it is. Do you fix this? Okay, get to my house. Stat, my friend. Because you're right. He is absolutely fantastic. Nissanka almost saw half the balls because he lasted almost the entire match, for crying out loud.
Raking, bro.
This guy did great, but it was slow going. Imagine if he didn't start off slow. You talk about Ishan Kishan, right? Imagine if he would have started a little faster. Let's talk about Ishan Kishan real quick, because I know how you feel. I know how I feel. The audience is kind of split too. A lot of people are excited about him like I am. A lot of people says he doesn't have footwork to save his life. This guy, remember, he got hit with a bouncer. I think it was 3 or 4 balls after that. He lost his wicket. So you take away those 5 balls. He has a 16 off 10 strike rate, right? That's not bad. He only saw 10 balls. He got himself. It's not like he sat there for 40 balls and got 25 runs or something like that. But the huge thing was the fact that Shreyas Iyer comes in at number 3. You had mentioned a lot of people like what you had to say about how he's well, you said Sky's Virat Kohli like. It was someone in the comment had said Shreyas Iyer is kind of like Virat in that spot, and he was fantastic today. Comes in the second over, gets you 74. He was killing it, especially with Sanju Samson there in that third quarter overs. But what Shreyas Iyer was doing was kind of the opposite of what Ishan Kishan was doing the game before. He was using that footwork all over the place. He was noticing that the spin wasn't really turning, like it wasn't really there. So he was able to use his footwork. He didn't have to worry about going up and forward of the track, but kind of left to right. And he was able to time that the seaming and the swinging and all that kind of stuff. And he was able to do whatever shots he wanted. Jadeja, that I saw his entire innings. Okay, I didn't see all the Shreyas. I saw Jadeja's the entire thing, and it was lightning quick. It was almost like Shreyas Iyer may have saw 3 balls during the few overs that Jadeja was in there, because Jadeja was just boundary after boundary. I think he had a 2 in there at one point. It reminded me of that video that we just reacted to about Sasha with the 72. He was hitting in all directions. He was taking the ball where it was coming. Jadeja bats left hand. There was a shot that came and he like almost turned halfway and pulled it that way right after he had pulled like a cover drive, right after he had hit. I mean, this guy was hitting the shots all over the place, and it was like he was a man on a mission. It was like someone was saying, hey, I'll give you $1 million if you score so many runs really, really quick, okay? Okay, I can do whatever you want me to do. I was so desperate for that, the old Excalibur. Of Excalibur. Strike rate of 250, though. That's not too bad. And that's the thing about at Team India, right? Again, I'm not losing my mind right now because I understand, the competition. They're depleted. It's not. But the fact that they have these different players, and Jadeja is one of the guys, right? But he's played only a few times in the last whatever. They have so many guys that can kill you. You're telling me Shreyas Iyer's going to get 74 now? You tell me you're going to lose both of your openers. You got to chase 183. You lose both your openers. They combine for 17 runs, and you don't even get to the 6th guy? And you chase in the 18th over? I mean, this was absolutely bonkers, for crying out loud. If I did the math in my head really quick, it's something like 111 runs after the 10th over. And they only got to the 18th. This is where, as anyone that's anti-India cricket, you're like, it's not fair. It's just not fair. How come these guys? And if you are a India cricket fan, this is why we get at least I get so frustrated that we don't have a few more World Cups, on the mantle there, so to speak, because they have so many guys that can kill you. And let me end on this. Okay, let me not end, but let me finish my thought on this. We're living in a world right now where Virat Kohli's taking a break. I want him on my squad still. No questions asked. No questions asked. He's at number 3, number 2, whatever he wants to be. You're going to be there. But we're seeing a world. It's 2 matches. I get it. But we're seeing a world where someone else can bat in that 3 spot. Someone else can bat in that 4 spot. Someone else can, they're not dependent on Virat Kohli. And why do I say that? It's not a knock on Kohli whatsoever. Why do I say that? Because there are some teams in all the sports where you say, well, they didn't have this guy, they'd be nowhere. If they didn't have this guy, they'd be in trouble. This team does not have that guy right now. And they still chased by the 18th over 183. Did they bring the boundary into like 20 meters or something? Jeez Louise. There was a fantastic catch. Whose catch was that? Oh, man, I think it was Kumar's catch. That was a glorious catch, like one-handed over. I mean, it was a glory. He had nice little hair going on right there. Man alive.
You know what, Nick? I think it goes back to, and we talked about it before with my West Indies. You've got to have bowling in the death because, you've got to have guys that you can turn to take those wickets. And today we saw in the death, right? Bhuvi go, and you expect it to be the Harshal Patel. It wasn't him. You expect it to be even Bumrah. It wasn't him. Who was it? It was Bhuvi. And again, as much as I credit him, I gotta give him credit. He put water on the fire and was able to take out Nasanka. Because if they don't take out Nasanka, they scored 200. And I don't know if India is able to chase down 200. Just saying, you know what I mean, dude?
I don't know
But
about that because Patel came in the 20th over and gave him a bazillion runs.
I
Like,
mean,
there's
it's
only room for so
possible.
much runs.
It's
It's
possible. You
over.
know what I'm saying, bro?
He had
But
one dot.
but you know what I mean? They could not get wickets. 3 wickets taken. Kumara got 2 wickets, and Chamira got 1 wicket, and that's it. And that's it. They could not. You gotta be able to get wickets. You gotta be able to get wickets. And if you don't get wickets, that's why to me, even though T20 is quote unquote a batsman's game and it's a high scoring, if you don't have bowling, you're done. And that's why I'm so worried about CSK after the injury to Chahad, right?
It's not
Because if you
good.
can't take those wickets, you're in trouble. If you cannot take those wickets, you're in trouble. And I think that's the story, right? No Hasaranga. Hasaranga is one of their best bowlers. Was not there to get those wickets. And I'm not trying to make excuses for Sri Lanka, but I think that that's a huge loss, Nick. A
Oh,
huge loss.
absolutely.
And I mean, bottom line, man, if you are starting an organization, we talked about who should have been retained out of all the players, or not retained, but the two franchises, right, in the IPL. And I think I'm gonna change my mind and say Rashid Khan was the right pick. You know, Rashid Khan, bro, is it's that's a guy that's literally gonna almost guarantee get you 1 or 2 wickets every single time he's out there bowling. He's not gonna get destroyed. He's not gonna get hootied. And it's so valuable, Nick. It's especially in the T20 format. It is so valuable. And dare I say, bowling might be more important in T20 than in tests. And I mean, if you were gonna think about it for a second, think about it for a second, bro. Think about it for a second. I'll let you make your arguments.
I
I'll
know
let you
what
make
you're
your.
going to say, but test is 9 years longer than T20 for crying out loud.
It is. But here's the thing about tests. Even if you don't have those frontline bowlers in tests, right? You can still go out there and defend and draw out a game. Like, okay, maybe I'm not going to give up my wicket. We saw Jimmy Anderson and Stuart Broad go out there, and people are going to remember that last over against Smudge. But they also went up against a real legit bowlers. I think Patty Cummings got a shot at him, and he wasn't able to take him out. Because if you're just looking to defend, you can defend. You know what I mean? There's a difference because you got that draw in test that can happen. Ain't no draws, cousin, in T20. You know what I'm saying, dude? Those wickets are valuable. They're, oh my God, bro. Now you know why Patty Cummings got that 2 mil, baby. Woo, woo.
Not anymore. Let me tell you about the difference, in my opinion, my point of view. Yes, you have to have bowling in T20. Absolutely. It's so crucial. It's so important. But these guys are teeing off. They have nothing to stop them from teeing off, for crying out loud. And I laugh so much where guys and people are like, oh, they're being careful these first few overs. Really? Is that why we see 2 wickets in the power play all the time? Give me a break. And they're going to say, yeah, because there's great bowling. In tests, it's a chess match. It really, really is, because you got skill, but the batter can just sit there like, I got all day, brother. I got all day, like Captain America says. In T20, you have to have skill, and it's a short little audition. You got 4 overs. Give me your best. Today, Patel in the death, he didn't give his best. I mean, he didn't have his best, but I'm not going to drop him anytime soon. It was not Kumara who got the catch. It was Fernando. He heard the drums. Hear the drums, Fernando. He heard those drums, and he got that amazing catch. Too bad he didn't hear the drums when he was bowling it up 47 runs. Just saying. But Sri Lanka, they don't have their full squad. Absolutely. They don't have all of their guys. I would love to see this match, any match, where both teams have their full guys. Okay.
That's not going to happen,
But
bro.
but again, well, that's 10 out of 11. Is that too much to ask?
I
Right?
see what you're saying.
But again, like I said in the first one, you got Deepak Huda. He wouldn't have a chance, right? Wouldn't have a chance if everyone was healthy. No offense to Huda. I'm glad he gets a chance. Sanju Samson, he wouldn't have a chance. Shreyas Iyer. You can make the argument there. You can make the argument like you can make the argument for Ishan Kishan. They may not have a chance. They may not get in this side, especially if they really are pushing Iyer in there, Vikatesh Iyer in there. I don't
They
think
are
you put
pushing
over
Victor
Shreyas
Iyer,
Iyer.
bro.
But I mean, this guy, he's got a chance to play. But Shreyas Iyer, with the last 2 matches, in his recency bias, I get it. He had a great series. I don't think it was maybe it was in Sri Lanka. He had a few good matches. I can't remember. This guy can play. This is why I've always loved this guy. This is why he went to KKR. And I'm just like, no, it's the worst thing that could happen to me since you're a KKR fan because this guy is so good. Owen Morgan to Shreyas. Are you kidding me right now? Are you cheat codes? It's not fair.
Wow. Oh, Morgan drive by. Wow. What did he do to you?
Hey.
Oh man.
I don't think Owen Morgan's a photographer. But anyways, talking about this match, it was a lot of fun. Okay. It was a lot of fun to watch. There was a lot of craziness, a lot of streaks for some reason after the 10th over, people decided to score runs, crazy runs. It was good to see Jadeja. It was just a fun match if you're an India fan. I read somewhere this is 11th consecutive T20 win. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's according to what the records say. So that's pretty cool. It's just all nice and roses. That might be in India. Who knows? But let us know, comment below. Tell us what your thoughts are about this match. We went over a lot of different stuff. We went through a lot of IPL in there. And, talking about IPL, there's a thing called the PSL, the championships tomorrow. And my Quilanders, they got lucky to get in that final match. Oh, man, ISU just coughed it up. That's why I love T20. That's why I love T20. You never know. I'm a Quilander fan. Ozjohn's an ISU fan. And I'm sitting there texting him after the 10th over. I'm like, congratulations, go in the finals. Good luck. My team sucks.
Oh, man.
And they just completely coughed it up. You never know. Oh, man. He went on to the other guy's channel, and he lost his mind. It was awesome to see if you don't understand the language. But T20, you never can say it's over. You really can't because craziness could happen. This is one of those matches. Thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget to check out some other videos that we have. And until next time.
That's 6 runs.